Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Better. Okay, good.
Everything's better. That sounds much better. Okay.
Beautiful.
Ready. Okay, rolling. Okay, Dan, let's pretend none of that ever happened. So tell me who you are, where you are, and how long you've been a Gerry Rafferty fan.
Hi, Valerie. I'm Dan Williams, and I also go by the name Sir Clyde Crashcup on Jerry's message board and his old website, which has been discontinued, unfortunately. But and I live in Mendham, New Jersey, in the United States, which is in the northeastern section. And I have been a fan of Gerry Rafferty's since 1978, but actually through Steeler's Wheel and Stuck in the Middle with You, I mean, that was a favorite song of mine. I didn't know it was Gerry Rafferty until he came out with Baker Street in 1978, and that really got my attention. I still think it's one of the greatest pop songs ever written. And I just happened to be listening to the radio one day, and of course, you know, that's the saxophone intro really got my attention. And then to follow up with such a beautiful song, following the intro, I was hooked. And I used to. Should I continue?
No, I'm going to ask you. I'm just going to.
Yeah, you go ahead. I tend to ramble.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that my phone?
Yeah.
That's possible. What's causing it? It's we got the 2 miles as it's there.
This here, I don't think it's. Oh, maybe it's.
How's he hearing us?
This is a microphone here.
That's how he's hearing us.
Yeah.
Then that has to do with math and power, right? Because that's what the distance is.
Where is it?
And what's that plugged into?
This is going into the computer. Here. Yeah, just into the computer.
Yeah, well, that has to go back on well, because this is where the feedback start from.
Right. The only thing is, it's only this. Unless we use it. So yeah.
It just needs to be here, doesn't it, like that?
Yeah.
Fine.
What makes it straight?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Dan, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Well.
I can hear you very well.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay. You still coming over here? Okay. I was just going to carry on to ask you, what are your favourite songs?
Well, obviously Baker Street is the one that really sold me on Gerry Rafferty. As I said, it got my attention back in 1978, and I happened to be working at the Playboy Club in McAfee. I'm a singer also, and I was talking to one of the bunnies one day. I said, "Have you heard that new song, Baker Street?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that's Gerry Rafferty." And I didn't even know who it was. And Gerry Rafferty. She said he used to be in Steeler's Wheel. I didn't even know that. And she said, "But if you like Baker Street, so you have to get his album, City to City. It's fantastic." I said, "Really?" So at her urging, I got it, and turns out it's one of my all-time favorite albums. And I think I would say right down the line is probably my favorite Gerry Rafferty song. That's one I actually learned and I performed for years, and it's just timeless. Like the entire album, City to City, is timeless. I can listen to it now and still get chills. It's flawless. It's a masterpiece, and I have several. This is the mobile original master recording, which is rare. That's vinyl. Remember vinyl? No, you're too young to know vinyl. And then I have it on CD. This is the 24 karat gold disc too, which is very rare. I think you can get it on eBay for about $300. I don't know what that equates to be pounds, but it's quite expensive.
Dan, tell me about the community of Gerry Rafferty fans that gather online. Tell me about...
Well, this is the greatest group of people. I've been...
Sorry, Dan, can I get you to just give a second and start that answer for me? There was a bit of an overlap there. Tell me about that community of fans.
The Gerry Rafferty community of fans. I was first introduced to them, I'm going to say, in 2006, 2005 or 2006, on Gerry's website, and they had a message board, and I thought, well, how interesting that there are other. I always felt like a lone wolf with Gerry Rafferty. I mean, people always heard, they knew Baker Street, but they really didn't know Gerry Rafferty and really his body of work and how impressive it was. But I did. And to find out that there was a community of enthusiastic fans such as I online, I started visiting his message board and was drawn into that. I said, this is a really interesting group of people. And not only that, but Gerry would actually participate from time to time. And it's like, wow, this is really unique. How cool is this? Can actually correspond with Gerry Rafferty. It was like, what a thrill, And some of the conversations online got quite heated, but they were always interesting.
When you say they got heated, what do you mean? What were people?
Well, depending on the subject matter, people were not. There was no shortage of opinions on things, and for anywhere from music to religion to politics would be discussed in depth, and Gerry would occasionally chime in, and he always had an interesting take on things. He was brilliant, not only as a musician and a songwriter, he was a brilliant man, very, very intelligent, from what I could gather, and so it was always interesting to hear what he had to say about things.
And have you made a lot of friends that way?
Yeah. So unfortunately, the website disbanded, but this fella Jim, who was a big fan, started Moonlight and Gold, which is just a message board. It's not really a website. It's just kind of a fan thing. And so I stayed in touch with all those people, Donna and Jim and Alan. There's just so many to mention, but it culminated in this disc here. I don't know if you're aware of this. This was created by the fans of Gerry Rafferty, and it was spearheaded by Donna, who was also known as Florence Punk on the original message board. But she's a lovely lady, and God bless her for putting this together. This is a compilation. It's a 2-disc set. It was never released commercially, but it was created as a surprise for Gerry. And I was lucky enough to participate in it. I participated in 3 songs on here, and it's just a wonderful compilation. And it's really too bad that it hasn't been commercially released. Maybe someday it will be. But it's all the fans, and it's amazing to me, the musicianship of these people. I mean, I get a chill just thinking about it. I listen to this, to this day. It's wonderful. I mean, it's a really, to me, it's a professional production, and hats off to Donna for doing all the graphics. She put it all together, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Dan,
and it actually.
Dan, can you hold that right up to the screen so that we can see that?
Yes, I will.
Hold it up. Hold it there for a sec.
How's that?
That's great. I will have to flip it because it's a mirror image, but yes, it's great. Yeah.
And as it turned out, as I said, this was done as a surprise for Gerry, and Donna, from what I understand, she actually spoke to him on the phone after he received it, and he was brought to tears. That's my understanding, and it's very touching that he had such a positive reaction to our efforts, and it's this is forever, you know. And it's too bad that the world can't hear this. Luckily, they can hear his music, but to see the effect it had on his fan base, that, you know, we went, you know, made this effort and created this, and it's a wonderful compilation, and I'm thrilled to have participated, and thank you, Donna, for that.
Yeah, but it is. It's fantastic. Just going to finish up, Dan, just asking you, just what a significant artist do you think Gerry Rafferty was in his place in the world of pop music? How significant an artist was he? What did he mean to you?
Well, as I said, he affected me, my musical development, learning his songs and the craft of songwriting, and he was an original to me. I mean, you can't, you know, a lot of songs you hear and you go, oh, well, that sounds like this, or it sounds like that, or it was influenced by this song. I mean, you take a song like Baker Street, you know, it stands on its own. It doesn't sound like anything you've ever heard, you know, and that's the way his songwriting was. He was a true original, and his music is timeless, and you know, I'll be listening to it for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
Okay, that's great, Dan. Thank you. Thanks very much.
You're very welcome.
Fantastic.
It's a pleasure.
Just hold 2 seconds till I just see if there's anything to do anything else with that album cover. Do you think you should pull that right up or anything else?
Well, I've got a scanner.
Yeah, that would be great.
I get a clean copy of that.
Yeah, we're just saying, Dan, we would really like to see a proper clean copy of that album cover, the tribute CD, because we don't have a copy. Have you got a colour?
Yeah, I have the graphics. I can email them to you, Valerie.
That would be fantastic.
There'll be a whole bunch of them. I'll put them in a zip file for you.
That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dan, I think that's fantastic. James, do you want to ask Dan about Simon's poem?
Oh yes, Dan,
I'm going to let James have a word with you.
Okay. Good talking to you, Valerie. You take care.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Dan, I've got a release form for you, so I'll just email that.
Okay.
It's basically just to allow us to use your contribution for the program. So what I'll do, I'll email that. If you've got a scanner, if you could send me back a signed copy.
I will do that.
Email, that'd be great.
No, should I? So that'll be to a separate address other than Valerie's, or through hers?
If you send it to mine, and I'll have your email address.
Okay.
Valerie, so I'll just email you with the form, and if you could return it to me, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Pleasure.
Okay. Thanks again.
Best of luck to you. Best of luck.
Cheers. Thanks.
God bless.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
Bye. See you again.